Hi, I'm Kingdom Gary and welcome to my YouTube channel. This episode we're down on my workbench and we're going to talk about the little teeny weeny camera called the RunCam 6, and we're going to see what it can do for us in model railroading. We're going to mount this camera to a flat car. We'll move this bus here, put the camera on here and run around the layout and see what we can do with this teeny small camera for model railroading. So all aboard for a model train adventure with Train Room Gary. Alright, let's talk about what comes in the RunCam box. Of course, you get the camera and give you some idea what the size of it is. There's my hand. I got a standard size hand, so it's pretty small. Comes with this mount system for it. The camera will just snap into here, and then on the bottom of this you can put in a 1/4 thread for a standard tripod or for a GoPro mount. Comes with this cable. This cable is a USB cable that's going to be used to transfer the image from the camera to my computer, and also uses a charger. It's a USB charger. The battery is built into here, and of course it comes with a user manual. Now the user manual is kind of small print, so that also you can go to their web page and you can download a PDF copy of this. So I have it up on my screen. Let's take a quick look at the user manual. I'm not going to show you everything about it, but you can stop the video and take a look at the parts that may interest you about the user manual. So let's go ahead and zoom in on the user manual. This is the cover for the user manual for the RunCam 6. And here's a breakdown of all the parts. And you can, like I said before, you can just stop the camera. This is kind of important. This is where the battery goes in. This number 9 is the mini or micro CD card holder, which I already have installed. Some of the basic operations, power on and off. We'll go over most of this stuff. Like I said, just stop the video and take a look at this stuff. Now what's kind of important here, it has a Wi-Fi mode. Here's the password. I'll be using the Wi-Fi. It works on Android phones and on iPhones. So I'll be using this on an iPhone. It actually can view what the camera's seeing with the Wi-Fi. And we'll be shooting in 4K here at 30 frames per second. Here's kind of a breakdown of what you see on the screen. And we'll be showing this up close. And there's that 4K, 30 frames per second. There's the resolution. Got image stabilization. Now this pre-record we're not going to do. We're going to leave it off. What that does, it starts the camera before it really has to start up. And maybe I think it's like a 15-second head start, but we're going to skip that. It will use the Wi-Fi. Here's the password for it. Here's your connection points. Now the lens, it comes with this lens cap twists off. It comes with a protective lens. You want to keep this little clear thing on so the lens doesn't get damaged. You can buy extra ones of these if you need them. Here's the battery holder, which is located in the back of the camera. We'll go through this in detail. It comes with, in my case, you can buy it with or without the micro SD card. I ordered it with the micro SD card. The computer connections is right here. This is that USB cable I showed you earlier, which will transfer the images from the camera to your computer so you can do the editing. If you want to use them for YouTube. And of course, the same cable also charges the battery. Right now, there is no firmware updates. This is more about image stabilization. Now, remote control. People that buy these for drones, they like to use the battery in their drones to power these things. That takes some of the weight out of it, but we're going to not get into that. I'll show you this wire later on. If you have a drone, you can wire up to a drone. This kind of browse this. Like I said before, you can just stop the feed. This is more about drone stuff here, which we won't be using any of this stuff. More about the drones. Change of format. We're going to keep it standard like it comes out of the box. The Run app I already have installed. Just go to the my case it was the apps on the Apple Store. If you're on the Android, it'd be the Google Store, and you get the RunCam app for the 6. There's product support. I'll leave this in the description below. I'll leave a link to this. Here's some of the specifications. The image sensors is a Sony. It's going to be 4K at 30 frames per second. The lens, the shutter, we're going to keep the ISO at auto and the shutter at auto. The final product will be an MP4, which is compatible with my editing software. The Wi-Fi is on 2.4 gigahertz. And that pretty well does it. So let's go back to the train room and take a closer look at what we're doing here. All right, I forgot to show you this is in the box also. This is that cable for people that are flying drones. This will plug into the back of the camera, and then these wires go to a circuit board in the drone that allows you to use the battery in the drone so you can save a few ounces of weight by taking the battery out of here. But that's not going to be an issue for us. It also allows the drone operator to turn the camera on and off from their drone. So in our case, we'll just do it manually with the button on top of the camera. Now in the camera itself, on the back of it here, this is the lens side. On the back here, there's a little door we can get in here. We're just going to slide this thing over. This pops open the door. There's the battery, and there's a little mini SD card that's storing the information. You just push that in and it pops out. Here's the card. See how teeny it is. And that just goes in this little slot here that records the information that's going to from your videos to your camera and then to the computer. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to get the camera onto this Flatcar. We're just going to remove this bus here. It's hollow with screws. I removed the screws earlier. We're going to take this block of wood, we're going to set it on here, and then put the camera on top of this. And I'm just going to use not really double-sided tape, but we're going to turn this painter's tape into double-sided tape. I also bought this, if you guys watch my channel, I also fly RC airplanes. When I mount this to an RC airplane, I'll use Velcro with straps. On planes traveling 100 miles per hour, you can't have that thing flying off, so we got to do something a little different with that. But for a train, this blue tape will do just fine to hold this in place. So let's go ahead and put the tape on this and get it over to the layout, then I'll show you how it works. I'm just going to take double-sided tape and make a loop out of this. Put this blue tape here behind this block. Stick this block onto the Flatcar. Take another piece of tape, make a little loop here, and then we'll stick the camera right on here, and it should stay in place. Like I said, this would not work for a radio-controlled airplane because of the speed issues. All right, let's go over to layout and see what I can do. All right, we're over on the layout. I got the my control phone here on a tripod, so it's easier to hang on to for shooting. Normally, you just hand hold this, but we're going to go over and on the camera itself here. Let's kind of zoom in on that. We're just going to touch it and turn the camera on, and it comes on. There's a second button here we're going to push until we see the Wi-Fi screen pull up. Just click it once, and now it's on the Wi-Fi screen. Right, here's the app over here. Hit the app, and now it's going to connect. And let's see what it says here. It says there's an issue, so we'll close this down. We've got to go back to the control center on my phone here, which is right here. And see, now I was looking for it. Here's the RAM 6. We've got to turn this on, turn the Wi-Fi on. Now I should be able to go back and then click the app here, the RunCam app, and it should find the camera now. Connect your camera. There's the camera, there's the record button, this big red circle, and now we're almost ready to go. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to hit the record button here. You can see now it's recording. If we want to go to a full screen, just touch that. Let's get this engine fired up here. View from RunCam 6 on Flatcar traveling over a steel girder bridge. Entering a tunnel. Alright, I got the phone set up with the Wi-Fi, and here's the camera. If I move it around, you can see what the phone is doing. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set this on the roof of a building here. I'm going to check the shot here, see what we got. Give it a run and see what we get with the camera stationary. I purchased this camera at Motion RC. I'll leave a link in the description. And it's also available at Amazon. Alright, we're back over at the workbench by the computer. Now we're going to transfer the video out of the camera here to my computer. This USB goes to the back of the camera. And this is my USB hub here. And this is going to go into the hub right here. Now you gotta click this button here one time. It goes from that green color to this yellow color. Then it will just push this button once, and it'll show a little picture of the mini card, flash card, and that's now looking for my computer. So once again, make sure this little picture here is shown of the mini SD card, and now it's ready looking for my computer to transfer the stuff over. Let's see if the computer can see it. Alright, we're now on the computer's desktop. I use a iMac 27-inch, and there's the icon for the RunCam 6. We'll open up the folder. Inside here, the folder is all the videos that we shot to make this YouTube video. Right now I'm clicking them on. I'll get them all highlighted. And after they're all highlighted, all you gotta do then is drag them to the desktop, and they're ready to be placed into Final Cut Pro. my editing software. Alright, to charge the battery, all you gotta do is press this button here till the green light comes on. And it takes, anywhere from maybe 4 hours overnight to charge the battery up. So when the green light is on, it's charging, and like I say, you gotta charge it via this USB cable. It's the same cable that we use to transfer the images or video from the camera to my computer. Hey, this is Train Gary reporting from the Mackinac Bridge in Mackinac City, Michigan, saying thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Please check out these fine videos from my YouTube channel. And cheers to Detroit Mackinac Railway.